What's up, guys? Eric here, Mr. Fired Up Wealth, bringing you the third video in a row, 3 days in a row, back to back, 3 days, 3 videos. I'm bringing you a stock that's going to be able to purchase here soon that you probably haven't heard about. You're going to want to check this one out. This one's called Olo Inc. And I'm looking right at the SEC document here. And I want to just go through some of this. I think it's important. This is the S1 and it should be public very soon. So what does Olo do? Okay. They're a leading SaaS. So if you follow the Fired Up Wealth YouTube channel, SaaS, software as a service, and my company, a business that we own, my wife and I have a restaurant that actually uses this service. We have 2 restaurants that we're part owners of, and we use this Olo for one of the restaurants. So I've known about it for a little while, and I am excited about it. I don't love the name of the company, I will admit that. They were founded in 2005. New York City is the headquarters, 64,000 restaurants, 400 brands, 1.8 million orders a day. So let's take a look at this. So operating model, year-over-year revenue growth, of course, that's important in the SaaS model, 94%. Net retention, revenue retention is 120%. That's very good. 81% gross margin. You're seeing pretty good SaaS numbers. And if you follow the software as a service type stocks, you know that these are pretty decent numbers, 16% operating margin. So it's fueled by a $400 billion shift in digital ordering. This is where I think this opportunity exists. And if you've been following the channel, I'm bullish on Wingstop. Wingstop uses these guys for all their digital. And so does the companies like Shake Shack. You'll see some of the brands here. Five Guys, Wingstop, Shake Shack. That's the fast casual, right? And I like both of those stocks, Shake Shack and Wingstop. I like Wingstop the best, probably at the price level. Casual dining, Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's. You got Chili's. You got the family dining like Denny's, Bob Evans, Cracker Barrel. There's some big brands in here, right? Quick Service, Jimmy John's, Dairy Queen, and Checkers. So Olo is the on-demand commerce platform. They do the dispatch, the ordering, and the rails, basically the guts, the APIs to make it all work. Open ecosystem with 100+ technology partners. So I'm going to go through some of the important stuff on here and why you might want to invest in this when it becomes available. So check this out, $1.6 trillion food industry. And it's kind of interesting because if you look at Open Doors deck, they say that the food industry disruption TAM is 1 trillion, and they say that real estate is 1.6 trillion. Here you see 1.6 trillion for the food industry. Either way, we know it's over $1 trillion, I guess. So the $1.6 trillion food industry is one of the largest consumer markets in the United States. According to the National Restaurant Association, restaurants accounted for $863 billion of that spend in 2019. That's a big number, surpassing grocery and aggregate consumer spending. So this is really, really big. So this is saying even before the onset of COVID-19, off-premise consumption accounted for 60% of restaurant orders in 2020. So it was already becoming a trend, and the idea here is that it's going to continue to be a trend. I do think that people are going to want to go back to restaurants, of course, but when you think of, the fast casual and you think of just the habit of maybe you order food and take it home or what have you, I think that that's kind of ingrained into society a little bit more. Same with, buying stuff on Amazon. It was already a trend. Now people are kind of addicted to it. I think that's sticky. And I think a lot of these work from home and stay at home type concepts are going to be sticky. So our open SaaS platform is purpose built to meet these complex needs and aligns interests of the restaurant industry. For over 10 years, we developed our platform in collaboration with many of the leading restaurants. You saw some of the names earlier. So they do the 3 different things. Ordering, that's a fully integrated white label on-demand commerce solution that enables consumers to order directly from and pay restaurants via mobile, web, kiosks, voice, et cetera, digital channels. So Dispatch, a fulfillment solution, enables restaurants to offer, manage, and expand direct delivery while optimizing price, timing, and service quality. And then the Rails. So Rails, an aggregator and channel management solution allowing restaurants to control and syndicate menu pricing, location data, and availability while directly integrating, optimizing orders with third-party restaurants, point of sale, et cetera. So the way I look at that is, to be able to kind of connect it to the business through APIs and things like that through your point of sale system. So leading restaurant brands trust Olo's enterprise-grade platform for its capabilities. Our platform currently handles an average of 2 million orders a day. We continuously invest in architectural improvements, et cetera, et cetera. We are exclusive direct digital ordering provider for our leading brands across service models of the restaurant industry, including quick serve, fast casual, and casual, family, snack food, et cetera. We mentioned some of those earlier. Our customers include major publicly traded and fastest growing private restaurant brands such as Chili's, Wingstop, Shake Shack, Five Guys, and Sweet Garden. Wingstop and Shake Shack are probably good stocks to have in a growth portfolio if you're trying to diversify into restaurants. This is an interesting technology SaaS play that also kind of capitalizes on the growth of some of these really good companies that are continuing to grow. I mean, Wingstop, for example, is a small cap. I think it has tons of opportunity to grow. They're trying to grow to 6,000 restaurants. If you're interested more in Wingstop, I've got a video on the channel that talks just about Wingstop. It's about a 10 or 12 minute video that goes into Wingstop and how it could, potentially be the next McDonald's and things like that. So check that video out. Approximately 400 brand customers representing 64,000 active locations use the platform. That's a big number. So this is what they think their market opportunity is. We believe our total addressable market opportunity is $7 billion based on current product offerings. This is important to keep in mind because depending on what the final valuation is, depending on the offering, a lot of times with these, you'll see multiple offerings, the value will creep higher and higher and higher. If it gets to a certain point, you have to look at this S1 document and say, well, wait a minute, if it ends up being $5 billion or maybe it's $8 billion and you go, well, wait a minute, you're evaluating yourself at $8 billion based on this inflated price, but in your S1, you think your market opportunity is $7 billion. That's obviously a red flag, something to keep an eye on at this point. We just don't have enough data. I'm just bringing this to you because I think it's important to keep an eye on. So here's their website, powering millions of orders per week. I kind of like this too because they have all their brands on this app here. So they have IHOP and they've got all the ones we talked about earlier, Five Guys, Chili's, BurgerFi's on there as well. So platform tour, let's just take a look at this. Enterprise ordering engine. This is completely unscripted. I'm just going through this with you. Powering millions of orders per week. Olo is one of the fastest, most reliable digital ordering engines on the market. So what else? Fast, secure, reliable, 50 plus orders per second during peak times. One of the threats obviously is if they get hacked. So cybersecurity, this is why I like companies like CrowdStrike. If you read through the S1, it talks about that as obviously a big deal because, if these guys were to get hacked and their systems go down and all these big brands get hit with it, it's going to hurt their reputation and probably hurt the business. So that's probably one of the biggest risks really when you think of a company like this, because it's one thing if your Salesforce CRM goes down at one company for a couple hours, but imagine if your Wingstop and your entire system goes down. You literally, a lot of times these newer companies, you can't even operate. You can't sell, you can't do anything. It's all digital. You're relying on that entire, point of sale solution and electricity and all those different things, of course. So if something like that were to happen, even if it's just, their system going down, their network going down, it could be a real big problem, of course, for Olo. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a background of what they're all about, company case studies. Let's just look at a couple of case studies here. So Cold Stone Creamery, let's see if they got Denny's, Payway, some big names in here. Wingstop, perfect. This is what we want right here. Working to digitize every transaction. If you watch the Wingstop video, these guys they were 40%, Wingstop was 40% digital orders before the pandemic. They're estimated about 60%, and they're trying to actually get to 100% digital orders. They want to be completely digital. That's where they see the direction of their company going. So Wingstop, wing and flavor experts with 1,300 locations, et cetera. Okay, what's the background? Wingstop made to order chicken wings. We know what they do, right? Perfect. Wingstop approached Olo after prioritizing the improvement of mobile interfaces and commerce infrastructure. Inbound phone orderings in stores weren't allowing the brand to maximize customer touch point. So they had a problem. They went to Olo. So Olo helped them resolve this problem. Since switching to Olo, Wingstop online ordering performance has more than quadrupled, with digital sales growing from less than 7% to over 65%. So we said 60%. Now this is 65%. It's pretty close, 65%. Digital customers spend $5 more than those placing orders in store. That's really interesting. The CEO, Charlie Morrison, said the app has been rated best in class in terms of ease of use and functionality by our customers with an industry-leading 29% conversion rate. The Wingstop team is utilizing the flexible Olo commerce engine to develop new ordering opportunities and customer integrations. So 75% increased online orders is the outcome and 500,000 app downloads. That's powerful stuff. And there's no question that technology can make businesses better. And these guys are laser focused, a niche in software as a service to help restaurants, digitize. And this whole digitization, it's been an ongoing process. We've said it over and over on the channel, but the last year has really accelerated that digitization of everything. And a company like Olo, I think, will benefit and continue to do well. Okay, so here's an article from Market Watch. Olo IPO expected price has increased, shocker, lifting expected market value to more than $3 billion. Well, wait a minute. So $3 billion, what do we say on the S1? We believe the total addressable market opportunity is $7 billion. But wait a minute, there's an asterisk to this, because if you read the whole S1, it also does say this. Now, this is just estimated. It doesn't mean it'll happen for sure or anything, but it's important to understand the potential upside as an investor. So what does it say down here? It says, we believe we can increase our fees per transaction by providing more products and service to our customers, which would expand our total addressable market further to $15 billion. Well, that's a lot more than $7 billion for the TAM. Now we're talking, that's double the price. So what is this thing worth now? It says $3 billion. That actually isn't terrible compared to a lot of these other IPOs we've seen, to be honest with you guys. Now, keep in mind that there's probably insiders that, got it a lot cheaper, of course, and that's always going to be the case in some of the institutions investing, just like Snowflake. People were getting it, way less than what it was when we retail investors had the opportunity to buy it. But Olo disclosed Monday. This is just literally this week. This was published March 15th. Today is March 16th. The expected price offering of its initial public offering has increased to a range between $20 and $22 a share, and it was 16 to 18. Obviously, I would love to get it at 15 a share or 16 a share, but with most of these IPOs, there's a demand. I will say, though, that this one might be a little bit more under the radar. One example of an IPO that was under the radar that a lot of people didn't talk about on YouTube or anything else was Telos. The ticker is TLS. That's a cybersecurity play, a small cap. I bought that in Discord. It's up 85%. And that was just, it was a few months ago. It was sometime probably last fall or winter in 2020, but I've only had it. Let's just look and see. Telos, when did I buy that in Discord? So I'm going to view lots on Fidelity here. It was November 19th, short position. You could have got it at $18 a share, and it's trading at $35 a share. It looks like I bought some at 18 and 20. So I've got a cost basis around 1950, a couple hundred shares, small position in the portfolio, but it's up, 85%. This could be one of those type plays where a lot of people just don't know about them because it's kind of a smaller cap and it's not well known. It's popular in maybe the tech community, or, if you understand the restaurant industry, but it's not one that's hyped up and, that's talked about a lot. I haven't heard CNBC talk about it a lot or anything. It's something that was really mentioned mostly in our Discord community, and I dug into it further. And I mentioned earlier that my wife and I have a couple restaurants, and one of our restaurants uses this service for their digital. So what does it say here? So it was 16 to 18. Now they're expecting to 20 to 22. This is a New York-based company, e-commerce platform, multi-restaurants, et cetera, offering 18 million shares in the IPO. The company can now raise up to $396 million, and the value could be $3.12 billion. I don't think that's unreasonable, to be honest with you. The company's stock is expected to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker. The symbol is OLO. Okay, so Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and RBC Capital Markets were lead underwriters. Olo recorded net income of $3.1 million in revenue right here. So right here, Olo recorded net income of $3.1 million of revenue on revenue of $98.4 million in 2020. So net income $3.1 million out of $98.4 million. That's not bad. After a net loss of $8.3 million on revenue of $50.7 million in 2019. You see the trend there? So, obviously the pandemic helped, but $50 million in 2019, it almost doubled to $98 million in 2020. And net income, $3.1 million, it was actually at a loss. This is one of the few IPOs in tech where you can actually get something with net income that maybe isn't ridiculously expensive. So the company is looking to go public at the time. The Renaissance IPO has edged up. So Renaissance IPO ETF, I have a video on the channel for that one too. But I think I'm probably going to nibble on this one. I'll probably add some shares at open. I'm sure that 20 to 22 will probably open at $30 or something. But just be careful. Remember that $7 and $15 billion, total addressable market that the company's telling you in the S1 document. Okay. So if this thing goes to $40, now that makes it, 6.2, makes it about 6.25 billion market cap. Okay. So at $20 to $22, you're looking at 3.12 billion. Okay. If this thing is $40 a share, now it's close to what they think their total addressable market is. That's not nearly as attractive. But for me, if I can get at $20 a share and it's at a $3 billion valuation, and they think it could be a $7 to $15 billion, total addressable market. And I looked in the competition, there's not a whole lot of promising competition really in this space. I like this one, guys. I think it's kind of under the radar. I'll probably be adding it to the portfolio kind of as a spec play, smaller position in the portfolio, less than 1% more than likely. But keep an eye on it. I'll make sure if you subscribe, I'll make sure to update with anything that's going on with this one. If this video was helpful, hit the like button. Please subscribe. There's a little subscribe button in the bottom right, and you have to click the little bell to get notifications. That way, when a new video comes out, you get an email and you can go right to the channel and take a look at the new video. You can check out the other platforms as well. Check out the comments below. There's links to the other platforms. But I appreciate your time and attention. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.